Oh, dang it. Oh, shoot. Gosh darn it, come on. Hey, what's up, Troy? Does the volume sound alright? Music not too loud, and that's about it, really. Hey, what's up, Craig? I believe your friend visited last time. I'm trying to, oh, you can't really see it. I'm gluing these little sticks. Putting magnets on them. Like so. Put this somewhere where it doesn't fall. It's right here. Ah, crap. Well, that doesn't help at all. I have no idea which way this is supposed to face now. So what armor did you have first, though? Sorry, I can't quite remember. It's been a minute, too. Okay. I'm gonna find a way to make this thing stand up. Nope. Okay. See, like getting the last 5 veteran assault boys done to get some flamers, whole chainsaw. Salamanders, Craig. So, what part of Eldari, Craig? 5 veteran assault boys done to get the flamers, whole chainsaws. And 2 thinking of clearing from them, Blood Angels, Termies. It was a chibi. Alright, I can't really hit the desk too much because I have things standing on poles. I got the older combat patrol. Oh, what did that contain in it? You saying that doesn't mean too much to me because I have no idea like which older one. Let's see. I do need to get this painted more than the triple last cannons. Still learning the Eldar lore. Don't start calling people Monkai now. Don't think so highly of yourself there, Craig. Back to the front. Yeah, there's this new streaming thing that I'm doing. Alright, Craig, man, take it easy. Where it doesn't seem to want to flip the plane, so I have to make sure I face it towards that way so you can see the front, and this is the back towards me. There's just nothing to flip it. It's really weird. Alright, Craig, no problem, man. Take it easy. Backlight white balance, gain sharpness, hue by contrast. Yeah. There's just nothing for me to flip the camera. I wish I could flip it because it works so much better. Let's see. So let's do that way. Yeah, it's backwards. Is it this way? Yeah. Even the name is backwards. Gosh darn it. Let me see what happens if I flip the other one. Let's see. This one. Oh, well, at least that way it's now you can read it. Okay, so this will work. At least that's a little bit better. Troy, no, it's not. It's so yeah, it looks really not. Oh, dang, why is it blurry? Hold on. Let me turn on and off. There we go. It's really cool looking. It's so basically there is this version of it too. Oops. A little bit too dark on that side, but what can you do? So, and then, oh, let's see, there's this. And then there's this version. So it's essentially, it's the, you could say the Rhino chassis. So it's essentially the Rhino chassis, so it comes with this one as well too. You can kind of see the 2 holes there. And then magnetize. And they made it where you can specifically magnetize the fronts, the sides, and everything. So you can actually have one body and the entire body's magnetized, so you can reassemble it if you want. But since I can print multiple of them out, I'm going to just have some dedicated to what they are. Is it? Okay, yeah, it is. So even the head won't fall off because I did the magnetization correctly. Whirlwind with last cannons on the side. Alright, Chibi, give me a second. I don't see a link on the chat. I don't know how you sent the link, Chibi. Just received 101.1 mil. Woo, that's a square, isn't it, Troy? I bought square magnets too, just for fun, but I'm not really using it. I will say I much prefer, Chibi, I don't think, like, how do I say, I don't know how to allow, well no, it's not showing up in chat at all. Like, I don't think anyone can see it. I don't know how to allow it, and I think it's something that YouTube does to prevent people who just, I get it on freaking a Twitch stream, where someone will just come in there and post a link and then leave. So what you have to do is maybe remove the .com and all that. So I like these magnets a little bit better, Troy. These are 6x3. Yeah, when you look at Twitch, the people do really smart things by like making it look like not a link, you know. So 6x3 is my favorite because it fits under the official base without it popping out too much, and it gets really good, what do you call it, connection to the metal. Where did this go? Then I have these like really big ones. I think it's 8 or 10 millimeters, but it's skinny. Alright, let me get to start painting that, because I do use a second whirlwind sometimes. I need to get it ready. It's like $3 for 10 or 5 for or no round. I use odd occasions such as the Leviathan chest weapon to some arms. Huh. Get that blued up, and then I can start working on the black color. Actually, I need to look at my whirlwind. Alright, this should be mixed up pretty good. I think so. I still don't see it, man. How about type it up? Just type up like the short name of it, the key name of it. You know what I'm saying? And maybe type up the channel too, the channel name. So don't copy and paste. Maybe that's not working because again, I don't see anything on the chat. are my main use, unfortunately, the blocks for banners. Couple of great terminal units was really bad. The magnets barely hold on. I'll say, yeah. Like, do you... Alright, now I see that you typed in there. So I can copy that real quick. Alright, and just give me the channel name. I'll see, Whoa! Hold on. Why would I do this? Yeah, yes, I got that. But what's the channel name though? I see the new Adeptus Mechanicus model. Oh, where's Adeptus Mechanicus? Sorry, whenever I typed it in, I saw this this what kind of video is this called? The quick videos or whatever they called it. And this guy stretched out this guy's legs, the Adeptus Mechanicus legs, super long. Oh, so does the war. Oh my gosh. Okay, Warhammer. Yeah, I see. Oh my god. Hold on. Wow. So you, 1 minute 12 seconds in, you can actually start seeing something different. Oh my god. Yeah, it is. It is. Good lord, it's basically like 1 whole minute of just the leg going by, and once you get to 1:12, you start seeing the part above the leg, I guess. Yeah, I see it. I see what you were talking about like the really long leg ones. So the problem with this kind of print, though, I keep forgetting not to completely, what you call it, not completely glue it together, because there's like kind of gaping in between the glue, the prints. I need to paint the inside, so I have to kind of stick my brush in there and hope that paint goes in it, so it makes it harder to see in there. Would have more range than a normal long leg because he has 36. Well, he's guaranteed to have what's that, plunging fire like 6 times over. He has AP infinity. It even bypasses invul saves due to how high he is. He has plunging fire infinite. If you don't get feel no pain, you don't get invul saves, you don't get armor saves, you get nothing. You take the hit. As a matter of fact, you just die due to how tall he is. Because that's a lot of people forget about plunging fire, and I do too. But it is something that you get as long as I believe you're 6 inches above. And then you get an additional pip of AP. You got +1 attach with 36. Oh. Okay. Hopefully this will be a quick blue paint to get the first initial coat on there. As a matter of fact, I like the way I spray painted this because the paint is going very well on there. I did apply, I guess whenever I've been spray painting my model, I've been really doing very light coats. And the problem is that I'm not getting all the areas. It's maybe applying a little bit too thin of a coat in some areas where then paint just doesn't stick for some odd reason. Kind of just peels off a little bit. But with this one, I go a couple of coats while it's still wet, Even though I should probably honestly do a thin coat, then let it dry and do another thin coat, honestly. But this worked so far to save me a little bit of time. I apply a couple of coats, even while wet. Just walk outside the trenches. There'd be no such thing as jumping in a trench. The trench would be just more like a crack in the ground. It's like, what's this little crack here? Everyone's hopping over it. He's just stepping over it. But anyways, I really coated the this model with a base coat, and I really like. I kind of lesson learned for me for sure. Apply kind of a, I won't say a thick coat, but a bit of a thicker coat, I suppose. Maybe I should do it properly though, where I apply a thin coat, then apply another thin coat, and that would work out a lot better. I'd be out there a lot longer, but I'll say this seems to do the trick though, so maybe I'll still stick with this, I don't know. One step is 5. It's just, now one step is across the board. Dude has super long legs. His movement is bored. Look at my whirlwind. I didn't actually grab my other whirlwind. I do have it here, but I can wait till I get this on there. Can't remember which one's blue and which one's black. It's on the board, but I feel like it's movement. The Earthshaker cannon has nothing on my movement. I don't know if you're ever familiar with the Earthshaker cannon there, Chibi. But back in the day, the Earthshaker cannon just had a ridiculous range that just made no sense whatsoever. Except for maybe in Apocalypse games, I'm guessing. 120 inches. No one played on a 10-foot board. So it's like, why does he have this ridiculous amount of inches? It's crazy. But apparently someone said, I don't know if it's true, that you can actually shoot on another board. Which would not make much sense. Because, you know, you could really mess up someone's game by doing that. Alright. Okay. Oop, that needs to be blue. This needs to be blue. Almost done, and then just put the right amount of blue on my palette. Alright, so first initial coat's there. I gotta let it dry. Indian Skirtos goes from one board to another, yeah. His feet is a bit ridiculous. Alright, let me go grab, I think, my whirlwind, because I do want to keep my painting oop, I gotta... I don't know if I paint this blue or not. I have a feeling I do. But I'm going to go grab my other whirlwind real quick so I can keep the painting kind of consistent. So I'll be right back. Oops, sorry. Hold on. Hex thread. Sorry about that. Hey, yes, it's a 3D printed whirlwind. I'm gonna go grab my initial one real quick so I can make sure I keep the paint consistent. I'll be right back.
Take me in slow, breathe me in and let me go. Sink to your heart to find you. Open up your eyes till you're blinded by the lies, so you can see what you do. Restless every time we start locking eyes. Lost control. Oh, it's paradise with honesty, but in the dead of the night. Teardrops on the floor. The pain is over. Feel the darkness take control.
Alright. Jeez. So I do have actually blue on the top of that. More blue. A little bit of this. Mix. Hex thread, do you actually Do you know about 40k? Hex thread? Thank you, Chibi. Sounds like it got louder. There we go. Looks like Worm of Horus Heresy. Yes, these are Ultramarines. I use, let's see if I can. There we go. Ultramarine blue red shade. The Horus Heresy World Eaters. Do you have them painted white, Hex Thread? That's, I was thinking about, I don't have a Chaos Army. But I think I was going to go Imperial Knights, or Knights, as my Chaos Army. And, but at the same time, I kind of like, you know, apparently, according to, what's the Australian lore guy? He said that, World Eaters were supposed to be paladins in a sense. I kind of like, man, this paint's really sticking. They're supposed to be paladins. That's the reason why they're kind of white, empathetic and whatnot. So I was gonna paint them in 40k. They're old colors, just because I think it's pretty interesting and pretty cool. Although I'll say painting white though, not really that great. Base coat white and say they're painted white. Done. And they're white and blue, I believe. Oh, this actually paints really well. Wow. This is how painting goes when you base coat very well, and the base coat's very good. Because the paint's sticking, even though the paint's like very watery. It actually sticks to the model, which is amazing. Well, mostly. There are some areas where the paint is in fact retracting, but it's not as bad as it used to be. Let me check your sub count. It's pretty funny. Why is my sub count pretty funny? Let's see. Angron was meant to be empathetic and bears people's pain. World leaders, warhounds of soldiers, driven warriors. Before Angron, after Angron, they lost this. Yeah. So Chibi, why is my sub count funny? And Hex Thread, yeah, I looked at that lore, and that's actually kind of sad. I would have loved to see what Angron would have been like, you know, had that Butcher Snails had been implanted in him. But I guess, most Primarchs have an equivalent, like their counterparts. So, I can't remember. Like Iron Warriors and Iron Hands, I believe Russ. Huh. I guess, yeah, Russ was a bit honor bound, I suppose. Yeah, I can see it's 169. I like that a lot. Should water it down a little bit more. Who's Hex Thread? Who is who's Gilliman's equivalent? Don't tell me it's Horus. Okay. Oh, that has been painted. Now black. How many layers do you put on for that thing? You might as well just put... Oh, this one? Is this what you're talking about, Chibi? Good lord. I'll show you how many layers. It's equivalent to the number of layers I put on my infantry, which I'll show you up close pretty soon. The same amount of layers as this infantry right here. Good lord. I wonder if I can... Hold on, let me see. Focus, there we go. Dang, it's so shiny because of the, it's a little hard to... So the same number of layers as this guy. I will say though that... Let me see if I can get the exposure right. The camera, for some odd reason, doesn't look good on this software. It's like really... no bueno. I think because it's in 1080p. Yeah, it's because of the it's because of the hold on, where is it at? It's because of this supposedly matte varnish, but I'll say I like the way it makes it pop though. But the problem is it's not showing correctly on the screen. It shows a little bit. Yeah, it's like certain things are way overexposed. So, yeah, it doesn't quite show right on the screen because there's definitely the way it shows in real life versus on the screen's different. Favorite mini that I painted? I don't know. I wish I could redo my Gilliman, but he's painted good enough that I don't want to do it again. Although I will buy a new Gilliman and repaint him. Maybe this guy? Because again, it's not translating right. I don't know, for some odd reason the camera from the old system works a lot better than this one. Plus, it's hard to adjust. See, Logar's polar, yeah, Logar, hex thread, yeah, Logar is definitely its opposite. I kind of give it away by putting them against each other. Which Death Guard. The only one that doesn't quite make sense is the Blood Angels and Sons of Horus. Huh. I believe they're meant to be. Oh, first mini I ever painted. Well, Chibi, that's look at. You ever seen the Blob Marines, Chibi? That's essentially the first mini I ever painted. The reason why it's the first mini I ever painted is because whenever I got into Warhammer 40k, how many years ago was this? Hold on, I'm trying to think. 21 years ago? 21 years ago when I got into Warhammer 40k, I was donated some pre-painted models that was already painted and spray painted over it and painted over, and I spray painted over the spray paint and painted over the spray paint that was already spray painted over. So it had about 3 layers of spray paint and 3 layers of paint. And mind you, we were not professionals, so paint was laid on there really thick. If you were talking about details, there was none. You could barely see his eyes because it was a blob. Hey, but it means extra armor. Hex thread. Blood Angels and Sons of Horus. I mean, the Sons of Horus were pretty normal, weren't they? I don't know if they have any kind of genetic defect versus, say, the Blood Angels. You're right about their opposites, but weren't they supposed to have complements, I guess? Kind of like... Well, I guess it's supposed to be opposites, I suppose. Double hit points. Perhaps that has 2 wounds instead of 1. Why is... Ooh, look at that. Sharpness. No sharpness. Saturation. Woo! Let's see. I'm sorry, I'm playing with the saturations. I'm gonna try to get this as accurate as possible. It's looking a lot better though, for sure. Let me turn off autofocus. See if I can get this guy to look about right. Wow, it's actually looking more right than it was before. Let's see, hue. Whoa. No. That's about right, I guess. Contrast. Nope. Nope. Well, that's about right. Brightness. I searched up Blob Marine 40k. The second thing that showed was a Marine with a... Hold on, let me see if I can't... I can post links myself, but... Let's see. I guess we can keep brightness at 50%. Okay, with that in mind, now it looks a lot better for sure. You can almost see on his thighs there, it's supposed to be a bit sparkly. Because it's a very thin paint on top of a, how do you say, gunmetal paint. So it's not the sharpness, is it the saturation? Sharpness. That's good hue. Sorry, I'm trying to adjust this properly. Alright, that's about as good as I'm gonna get it. Let me see, I'm gonna look up a purple tank. Is it purple? Not purple. There. Oh, it looks a bit washed out. Is it the contrast? I guess about the contrast, let's put a 45. Hold on, so let me see. What do you call it? Blob Marine 40k. It's not showing up in a picture. 40k face. Face. That's a pretty close one right there. But I remember him being blue. Oh, here he is. Let's see. Gosh darn it. Okay. There. Hopefully you guys see the link there. That's my first model. As a matter of fact, that might look a little bit better than my first model. It's really good. As a matter of fact, I do have some of my first models around here. Ooh, it's really purplish. The saturation? Why is the red so... Maybe it's the hue. Oh. So that's one of my first models. Why'd you have any Necromunda list for optional units to go through a couple years ago? Legend Leviathan already had for Necromunda servitors. And it's starting to slip. So a lot. Why is that? Like gold doesn't look gold. Is it saturation? Is it the hue? There we go. That looks a lot better. So, yeah. What makes it also that I can remove his hand. Just in case I need to change his armor, or maybe he just needs to stop holding that demon's head. Have to patch him up. Yeah, I mean his leg. I cut his leg and bend it, put some green stuff on there, and so I could bend it so I can have him obviously standing on the mound there. You know, didn't have tactical rocks back in the day, so I had to create my own tactical mound. And his fists are huge. So if you look at what this is a captain, by the way, of course, or chapter master, depends on what edition. But if you look at yeah, so let's see, that's about the equivalent height. I think, yeah, right there. Yeah, he's like I really give him. Even put bullet holes in his cape. Even scratched up his cape. This little thing right here, his arm is coming off. Yeah, there you go. You can see it right there. The the vent, whatever that thing is right here, hanging. Even that's damaged and fell right here. The little vent piece right there on the backpack. Cut, snipped right there. The little hose. Bullet hole wound in his knee. He took an arrow to the knee. So, you know, he used to be an adventurer. What else did he have? I don't know, bleeding on the side over there, I think. Oh. Raised his arm right there. Yeah, really screwed him up. I got a photo of my first paint job versus today. Way different level. My first one. Yeah, no kidding. And here's one of my last paintings before I moved. So, a bit of a better job. I put them on a bigger mount because obviously, you know, they increased the base. So, a bit of a better paint job. Make sure the autofocus is off so it can. There we go. So, you can see edge highlighting a little bit done there. But very mono pose. So that design in the back of the cape all freehand back in the day. That's impressive to me. Along with some null oil on the beak and feathers kind of deal. I got to 4K not long ago, but I've only done 2 minis when I made a Tech Marine. Yeah, this one where I really tried. I even did the written inscriptions. Oh no, on its purity seals. What I feared came to pass. Two have become one. Can't have that happen. It's very top heavy. I need it to dry on its own. Okay. Whew. All right. Let's see if it shows the model a lot better now. Well, a little bit better. You can kind of see the edge highlighting. Too bright. Too bright. Yeah, it doesn't quite show us well for some odd reason in the cameras. That does show in his backpack though. You can kind of see it. But yeah, only put about here am I? See him at. See if I think that's a good one. Okay. Terrain to rest to large scale. I generally hate the old 25mm base versus today's 32-40mm that I think are great for size scale. Fit over the older. 1, 2. I use the older base. I mean, like they're still using 25mm for like a lot of the horde armies, most of the NIDs, I believe. Oh yeah. Let's see if this model looks really good. Sorry. God, I really like this model. I need to finish her up. Good lord, it's hard. I need to find a way to invert this stupid camera. Anyways. Yeah, you can always play with it when you make a bigger base and stuff. 3D print will help you out a lot for sure. You can customize your bases that way. So I guess I won't get to the black and blue. Okay. So it looks like I won't be able to get completely, but I just got the first coating in done, and then hopefully apply the second coating and be done as well. I really like the way that came out much better than than the first layer. This is a little bit smoother, a little more like powdery, which I really like actually. So I think the technique here that works best for me, this one is just applied. I'm going to be painting over it anyway, but I have a feeling this will be a little bit better and smoother than this one will be. So I definitely need to make sure I base coat it properly for my technique to work properly. Whereas this, and then I can thin down the paint enough to make it have more of a coating like this. Actually kind of really nice. I really like that. Keep modifying my technique over and over and over again. Eventually I'm gonna perfect it. Alright, so I'm gonna have to call it. So I got a meeting at the freaking work today. But again, I try to stream every Monday to Friday, 4 to 4:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Try to stream for at least an hour to get at least an hour of painting. Slowly moving towards getting all my models painted. And I'm going to be 3D printing some things too, for sure, because, you know, 3D printing is fun and can be somewhat cheap. So anyways, if you like my content, please consider subscribing. Thumbs up the sound below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next vid.